It seems now, once again, we are faced with accusations that Russia carried out hacking. Now, just recently, Russia was accused of hacking both the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons and the anti-doping agency belonging to the Olympics, I believe associated with the Olympics, etc. Now, once again, there's been very little evidence of this actually presented. However, individuals have been named in these cases. Like, actual individuals have been charged, and they claim that they have found passports and that they were intelligence officials and all that kind of jazz. Although, interestingly, wouldn't they have been in Russia when they were hacking? But, you know, that's just me. Maybe there's a piece of that I'm not getting. Now, actually naming certain individuals and charging them is certainly significant. I mean, this isn't just like they did it, but we are not showing any proof whatsoever. Now, we should note that there's no proof of this hacking being shown either. But it's a little bit different when they're actually naming names in this case. But we also know that there has been a long history, or at least within the last little while, of accusing Russia of hacking things and there being no evidence of it. Now, the hacking of these hackings are very suspicious to me in general. Let's say Russia did hack the anti-doping agency. Exactly what was supposed to be accomplished? They couldn't change the results. The results were going to be the results of doping tests, and the people who took them are going to note that they were different than what was entered into the computer. So there's no point of hacking it and trying to change it, you know, giving that old image of, you know, in the 80s when, you know, a lot of internet stuff really started to take off, and there was the whole thing about hacking in the school to change your grades kind of thing. But the same goes true for the OPCW. What would be the point of hacking them? You couldn't change the results of any investigation because somebody would know that they had been changed. The person who went and collected samples and did the test that wrote down on some kind of ledger that there was a positive test would notice that suddenly it had been changed to negative. So isn't that kind of the point here? I mean, it was the result of the OPCW test in Syria, the investigation, that there was no chlorine weapon used against people. There was no chlorine found in the scene. And the result of that investigation mysteriously just didn't make it to the mainstream media. But somehow this accusation, as cloudy as it is, of Russia allegedly hacking them, which there doesn't seem to be any real reason why they would do it because it wouldn't be of any benefit to them, somehow this has now hit the mainstream. So we can kind of see the definite bias in this case. We accuse them of hacking the OPCW, so therefore people are going to think, well, they hacked it because they, you know, the Syrian government was caught using chlorine as a weapon against people in the latest incident, and the investigation found that there was no chlorine anywhere. And then we all know the images of the CNN journalist that was shoving their face into a bag that was allegedly hit with a chemical weapon. Of course, if you did that, you'd probably end up dead. But then again, you know, what credibility is there CNN when it comes to imperialist matters in that regard? So, I mean, by all means, investigate Russia, accuse them of doing all these hackings, and I say just show the proof. Because that's the one thing that's missing from all of this. So allegedly Russia hacked the Democratic National Convention servers. Of course, the FBI didn't actually, you know, look over the servers or investigate them. There was the guy that came forward and admitted that he was the one who actually leaked information from the inside. Then there was a report that the data transfer rate that stole the information was too fast to have been done over the internet and had to have been done through a flash device. You know, all that evidence that actually goes against the story that Russia allegedly hacked. But, you know, the media just sort of pretends it didn't happen. Instead, we take the completely baseless accusation that Russia hacked it, but then later admit that nothing actually altered the outcome of the vote, which kind of refutes the main reason for the whole investigation for having taken place to begin with, and that is interference with the election. But I digress. It seems to me that there's very little reason that Russia would actually hack both of these agencies, as it really wouldn't accomplish anything whatsoever, because you couldn't change the information necessary to make it be worthwhile. But then again, It's another one of those situations where Russia's being used as a boogeyman, but I would like to see some evidence of the crimes before you tell me to try to hang them.
Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.